Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Crimson Wrestling Federation. I am commentator Havoc, the voice of the Crimson Wrestling Federation. On your left is the Crimson Reaper. On your right is the Crimson Blaze. All right, Night of Champions 2025 review. So personally, I thought this was actually not amazing. I thought it was kind of a decent show. I enjoyed it a lot more than Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank had me mad. Money in the Bank just made me mad, but this was like a solid show. I think the Saudis, like, they kind of they pretty much made, WWE, less ads. Like, they just weren't taking the nonsense as much. So that was my opinion. I guess I would give it it wasn't amazing, maybe like a nice 6 out of 10.
Wow.
So just kind of just like a decent show.
Well, I went in with very low expectations, as we mentioned, and I left still disappointed. A 6 out of 10, I'm very surprised. I would say a 3.5 at the most.
Mm-hmm.
Why was it a 6 out of 10?
I think, I did enjoy, again, it wasn't amazing stuff. I did enjoy Punk and Cena for what it was. It wasn't this great match, but I did, I like seeing the Orton heel turn, hinting at the Orton heel turn, the hints at the Cena face turn eventually, and I think it does kind of open some interest for SummerSlam. I kind of have a theory, also commentator Havoc as well, but we kind of have a theory that at SummerSlam, I think Cena's going to turn face, and I think it'll be a double turn with him and Seth Rollins, I think, and I'm kind of interested what happens with Orton and Cody. And I did enjoy the Fatu versus Solo match. I enjoyed Raquel versus Rhea. So this was a fairly decent show to me.
Mm-hmm.
And even then I enjoyed the main event too for what it was. I did enjoy, even though it is excessive, the fake cash in, but I did enjoy the ending. So
okay, well, let's go through it one by one, match by match. And
all right.
So we started off the night with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Well, we actually started out the night with a bunch of singing. And, listen, if you paid money to go to any event, you should have as much fun as possible, right? Mm-hmm. But the thing is, we've seen crowds sing the songs at this point for several years now. We've seen several crowds sing the same songs. So as an audience, man, if you're watching it on TV, there's nothing of entertainment. There's nothing of value happening. So for the first 20 minutes of the show, it was people entering the arena, and it was video packages and entrances and the crowd singing. That was, so I mean, what are you supposed to do if you're just sitting at your house?
That's true. I understand it for the crowd, definitely, or even with Jey Uso, I'm sure if you're actually there, his entrance is amazing. If you're in the crowd, I'm sure it's a great time, but definitely when you're at home, and then especially when he does it a second time.
It's absurd. But it's the crowd isn't reacting to anything that's happening. Yeah. It's not, oh, this is amazing, and they're singing because it's so entertaining. They're just having a good time they're just abstractly having a good time by singing. It's the crowd, we're supposed to be impressed that the crowd is singing. Look at the crowd. WWE didn't produce that. That's just people singing. And why is that supposed to be entertaining? And why is it on a wrestling show? I'm very confused.
I do see the wholesomeness in it. I do see the wholesome side of it. I guess the crowd, we all have, fond memories. We enjoy these theme songs. So I get it from that aspect. But it definitely does drag when,
it happens every week.
Yeah, it takes 10 minutes, to start a match because, it's just the crowd singing.
20 minutes.
And you're just waiting forever. So there's a wholesome aspect to it. I enjoy it to some extent, but it definitely gets a bit too much especially when it's Jey Uso, it's absurd. Especially it's absurd when it's him.
Thank God he wasn't on this show.
Yeah, it's longer than The Undertaker when it's him.
Literally, no, it is. Everybody's entrance is longer than The Undertaker. Roxanne Perez has a 5-minute entrance at this point. But I will agree that the lack of ads and the lack of the Prime bottles and stuff in the ring, I did appreciate that. And if the Saudis are going to buy the WWE, if they can keep that mentality they show more respect than TKO.
Yeah, like they was like, no, we ain't doing that
We're not
here.
doing no ads. We're not doing none of that. There was very little filler on this show.
And it wasn't a crazy amount. There was more matches because
We had 6 matches on this.
we usually get like 4 to 5, so they kind of bumped the matches up a little bit. So yeah, the Saudis don't play.
No,
That's what I learned tonight. The Saudis don't
well,
play.
when you pay $40 million, you no bullshit commercials. All right, so the first match, you said you enjoyed. I did not enjoy this match at all. Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. The story should be epic. I mean, they tell all of these stories. 15 years ago, man, we did this, and 25 years ago, the crowd was like this, but they didn't really reference legacy.
Yeah, not really. It was just kind of.
It's very odd. I mean, you have the story there.
Yeah.
They cut the promo the last week where it's just, I respect you, I love you, you're doing a great job, but I need to win the King of the Ring, and vice versa. And then they have the match. The match is just spot after spot after spot. I'm surprised at the lack of chemistry between the two. It didn't.
I thought it was very. I'm not gonna lie. You could say that for a lot of Randy Orton matches.
Sure.
He loves just doing his headlocks and stuff.
Yeah, it's just very slow.
I honestly didn't really coming into the pay per view. It was kind of pretty much the top match, or next to Cena and Punk. But actually watching, I didn't enjoy it that much. I more so enjoyed it really just for the hint at like the Orton heel turn.
That people turn heel.
Yeah, the match was like okay, but it wasn't like it wasn't as good as I thought it'd be. I thought it would actually be like a pretty good match, but like it kind of disappointed. No. But so yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on it. And then like you said, the whole thing about them just like loving each other, respecting each other, like even Orton in the match, like not trying to he even said in the promo, which is funny, he's like, "Oh, I'll do anything." And then he resisted, like punting
turn
him.
It. But he does take off the turnbuckle pad.
Yeah.
What's the difference between smashing somebody's head and a steel?
But I get what they're saying. Like he was like conflicted. I guess he was just conflicted, like, oh, because it's his buddy and stuff. But so I understand that, but it's a bit too much. Like, oh, the respect thing. I love you, Cody.
And every Cody Rhodes match is the same. He's gonna do the Cody Cutter off the second rope and then off of the top rope. And we knew that Randy Orton was going to catch him and do the RKO out of nowhere, and Cody would kick out. It's like it was very paint by the numbers.
Yeah,
you could have predicted everything that happened in this match. I didn't like. I mean, there's just nothing here. There was no story going into it. It's nauseating how they just glazed each other for a month, basically. I mean, what the match after this, Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley, you have a heel and a face, and they are telling a story that they don't like each other. Okay.
Basically, and it's funny actually because it's basically the same premise as Cody and Orton. Like we're best friends, and you turned your back on me.
So now we hate each other, and we're gonna have a fight.
And it's really a lesser story. Orton and Cody is actually a bigger deal.
It should be a huge deal.
It should be a huge deal. But Raquel and Rhea, it actually tells the story.
A better story and a better match.
Like, well, I'm surprised. The match was actually a lot better.
Was, in my opinion, the match was. So I would give Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes a 2 out of 10. I didn't enjoy anything about this match, or the story. And quite frankly, I think Randy Orton should retire. Like, we're AJ Styles, Randy Orton, John Cena, anybody at or above 40 years old, just please, man, like
the cat.
Even our mom, who just happened to be watching, is like, why are they so old? Why, like?
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
It is. It's absurd.
It's crazy. Like Cena was at his peak at like 27 or something. Like
that's what I'm saying. Like
that is insane.
The Rock was a multiple-time WWE champion, had put the company on his back, and had left for Hollywood, and he was still like 31. He was out of the WWE at like
and
31.
What's sad is like we have younger. I mentioned LA Knight obviously is old like them, but he still is he is a newer star compared to people who've been there for years. But they have newer / younger people, and they just still give it to like all these people we've been seeing for years, and just like 40
years. It just never ends. Look what they did to Braun Breaker tonight. Put him in this dog shit faction with Seth Rollins. Braun Breaker should be like a 3-time world champion at this point.
Crazy, man, crazy.
But okay,
He should be being built like Jacob Fatu, like how they're building Fatu,
right.
which is I'm fine with how they're building him up. Like they should be
That should
building
be Braun
Braun
Breaker.
like that should be him right now too,
Instead, he's dropping out to Penta and Sami Zayn
which is
for
absurd
no reason. By the way, there's
because
no reason for this to be.
he would kill all of
And
them.
murder all of them.
He would murder Seth
He'd murder
Rollins.
Seth Rollins. It's ridiculous. Okay, so Rhea Ripley. Well, what would you give Cody and
Cody
Randy?
and Orton. I'm kind of up with you, maybe like a 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
4 out of 10.
What did I
I
say?
didn't think
2.
it was just it was pretty slow.
I did not like this match.
Like I mean, it was kind of the same with Orton and Cena. Like their match was slow, but it kind of picked up at a certain point. And I guess well, they had better chemistry too because they wrestled like a million times. So I guess you can chalk it up to that because I guess Orton and Cody haven't wrestled a lot, so you could chalk it up to that.
Well, neither of them wrestled at all.
That's
I mean,
true, yeah. Well, Orton
wrestles more often. What the fuck is going on? It's coming. Yeah. Okay, so Rhea Ripley, Raquel Rodriguez.
Raquel.
You can't do it. You gotta just put your tongue like at the roof of your mouth. Yeah. Raquel Rodriguez.
Raquel. So again, like I said, we both enjoyed this one. And I wasn't even looking forward to it. I was looking forward more to Cody and Orton.
It's not looking forward to this match.
And which is weird because I guess because just the name value and the story they could have.
That's what WWE's banking on at this point. Just name value.
Just the name value, but this actually had the better story and the better match.
I agree. I didn't like that they wore basically the same thing.
Oh yeah.
And Roxanne Perez came out in basically the same thing.
That's been a common problem lately. Like we saw it I remember with Tiffany and Stratton and Charlotte, they were wearing the same thing.
It's like, what are we doing?
That's like a common problem right now. Maybe there was a shortage of wardrobe. Maybe that's the only wardrobe
they just had. They mass produced the black bodysuit and
like they used to wear in their gear, and it was like short chains. Like, hey, okay, just put these on. So
just put the shit on. But they made Jade Cargill a custom suit. They give the worst wrestlers the best stuff. So this match I thought had a lot of intensity. I think they told a good story. It flowed. There was never a point where I was like, this is boring. There was always something happening. Even the spot with the top of the announce table, I thought that was very creative. I haven't seen that before. Anytime something happens in a match that I haven't seen before, it gets a pop out of me. Because we were so accustomed to seeing the same.
Oh, like the spirit through the barricade.
Or jump over the same spots all over the time. So I thought that they really did a good job telling the story. And I would have had Raquel Rodriguez win this match, to be honest with you. I don't know what Rhea Ripley gains from.
Me too. Like I thought, now obviously I knew obviously Rhea wasn't going to lose clean.
Right.
Like, so I thought if anything, I still wanted Raquel to win, but I thought she would win just with interference. So. And I thought honestly, this would be a good opportunity to push Raquel.
Right.
If you're pushing Zelina Vega, I don't.
We'll get into it.
You're pushing Zelina. I think that's a better person to push than Zelina Vega.
I completely agree. I would say Raquel is a better wrestler right now than Jade Cargill.
And I think she could, and I think with Liv injured, like I think it would be good to kind of push her up, like a good opportunity for her. So,
but instead they do the opposite. They buried her essentially because they have Roxanne. First of all, why is Roxanne Perez interfering in this? I don't watch Raw, so I don't know.
From what I know, it's really she's quasi a part of the Judgment Day now, and basically they're teasing. Which is probably going to happen soon. They're teasing that she's going to get with Dom, so that's really
so that's why she interfered.
Yeah, she's part of the Judgment Day. She's pretty much a part of the Judgment Day now.
Okay.
And she's trying to get with Dom, so like that's why she interfered with this.
Well, she failed. She didn't do it.
That's what they were before Liv got injured. Like the whole thing is like, so Liv is jealous of her because like she's hitting on Dom and stuff. So. I'm pretty sure Liv's going to return back as a face, and which honestly, I know it's recycled, but I actually kind of do look forward to that.
It is basically the same storyline that they just did.
I'm pretty sure like Dom's going to get with Roxanne, then Liv's going to come back mad.
And then feud with.
So, which I think that could be a pretty nice story. So that's why she interfered. But yeah, like you said, it definitely buried, like
Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah.
And why? Why? This is the first time. It's like, oh, okay, she's not that bad. She can move in the ring. Like,
it was cool. It was cool seeing her.
Right.
Without Liv.
She's got great She's got great presence. I think she's believable. She's not a botch fest. She does botch. She has botched in the
Yeah, I
past, but
remember. I know. I remember she botched that
when she
pinfall.
came back, so
Wait, what was it? It's like the match was over.
wasn't it Liv and Rhea? She
Yeah, yeah. The match was over, and she put Liv on top of
yeah,
Rhea
the match
for a
is already
pin, but
over.
the match was over.
Yeah, she does botch.
That took me out.
But I think that you can redeem yourself from that, and she should have won this match. Rhea Ripley didn't need to win this match, and also the finish with the riptide off of the table with the referee holding the table
that was
up.
unnecessary because
Terrible.
The table adds nothing to
It.
if you're not going through the table.
Why are you using
the
the table?
doesn't add anything.
Just stand on the turnbuckle, and then you don't need the referee to break the. But just what do you say? Your disbelief.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't need.
Okay, you could say this is writing for the writers. My headcanon here is that the ref is concerned for the well-being of the competitors.
So he has to hold up.
So that's why he held the table.
Why is he letting them fight in the first place then? Because previous to that, Raquel Rodriguez had slammed Rhea Ripley. She slammed her into the steel steps.
Yeah.
And there was no concern about a head injury.
That's true. I guess maybe just being on the turnbuckle, he just saw it like it's less safe. So, like, he wanted it, just being a noble ref, he just wanted to help out.
Honestly, that was the worst part of the match, the finish.
So, but I liked it. I definitely, I do hope it doesn't look like it now, but I do hope they do more with Raquel. Like, hopefully she continues feuding.
Roxanne Perez.
Roxanne?
That's who's going to get the push.
I don't mind that either. I don't mind it. Like, that could still be
I don't like
cool for their. I'm not that into it, but it would still be cool for, like, the storyline. So what you rate this,
I'd give this a 6.5.
6.5
out of 10.
I think like around the same thing.
It was like, again, when you have very low expectations,
yeah,
of everybody involved going in, you can be pleasantly surprised.
I'd say like a 6.5, like 7, 6.5 to 7. So, like pretty solid match. And then what was next? Fatu.
Well, first of all, where's Io Sky? And where are we going with this? Because again, why did Rhea Ripley need to win this match?
Really, yeah, she didn't really need to win this at all.
What was accomplished? Where are we? What's different about the women's division today from yesterday?
Nothing at all. They're just I don't get why, and I like Io Sky, but let's say they just don't care for Io Sky,
which is clearly the case.
Why give her the title then? Why? Because they went out of it was supposed to be just Rhea and Bianca. But they went out of their way to
include Io Sky in it.
So you're going to do all that.
And then not do anything.
And then just not do anything. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
But why take the title off of Io Sky a year ago for Bayley? Why give the title to Bayley? Have neither of them do anything. And then give the title back to Io Sky.
And she's just being...
And then have her not do anything.
They're basically... The next time she defends the title, she's going to lose it.
It might be Raw tomorrow.
It's going to be like, she's literally just holding it. They're just waiting for the time.
Keeping it warm for Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, they're just waiting for Io and Rhea, and then just so they can give it back to Rhea again. That's all they're doing. They're not even pretending that, like, okay, she has some defenses here. They're not even giving you the illusion that she could have a long reign.
Why can't she feud with any B-Fab? Why can't, if you have nothing for Io Sky, why can't she just feud with B-Fab?
Why is the IC, not this pay-per-view, but why has the IC title been on pay-per-views but not the women's world title? Like, why has Becky and Lyra been on pay-per-views but not Io Sky, who's the world champion? Like, explain that to me. Like, the mid-card women's championship is on pay-per-views, but not
the world title.
Crazy
that they went out of their way to give her.
Because the stage was set, it was Rhea and Bianca, but they went out of their way to put Io in that feud and just not do anything with it. So like that makes no sense to me.
Well, while we're on the topic, I do want to give Triple H credit for one thing. Taking the title off of Selena Vega. Okay, listen, all is right with the world again. Selena Vega is no longer the U.S. title. I'm gonna make a separate rant about this. She had the worst title run in the history of the company. Any gender, any title, any era.
Even the 24/7.
Even the 24/7. The Speed title. The Speed title has more prestige than what she did with the U.S. title, which was nothing for two and a
First of
half
all,
months.
nobody wanted to
Nobody
see.
asked for it.
No one asked for it. She wasn't over. Chelsea's way more over than she is. Like nobody asked. No one even asked for Chelsea to lose it.
The equivalent of this is Tozawa becoming the Intercontinental Champion, but not getting over, not having good
I
matches or
think people
anything,
would like Tozawa more.
but just boring us to death and then losing it.
I've seen more Tozawa fans than Zelina Vega fans.
You know that they know that Zelina Vega, like when they they had the Julia throwback, the video package, they didn't even show the match. They didn't show anything. They just had Julia holding the title. They didn't even acknowledge Zelina Vega.
Don't even acknowledge like okay. Don't even put this out anymore. Like oh, I want my title back. I lost it.
No rematch.
Just revert her back to the
Take back the title. I never lost. No, you lost it.
Like don't even revisit this. I think that's what they're trying. That looks like what they're doing.
No pop.
It's like they're just making you forget it happened, which is
just the Men in Black Flash thing. Because yo, it was the worst time. I said it when they gave her the. Why?
They should have just kept it on Chelsea.
Why did they give her?
They should have kept it on Chelsea and then just had her beat
Julia
beat Chelsea. Like
now, that's a story.
Because nobody asked for Zelina Vega.
Nobody.
Like and not a single soul.
So, well, shout out to Triple H for that. All right. Next, Jacob Fatu and
another good match in my opinion. Again, not something amazing. I kind of want to give it. I give it like another 7 out of 10. But yeah, I liked seeing another. I know we get all these Samoans still, but I like Fatu solo, and I thought it was a good match. Like decent story, even though the story itself is kind of flawed. Like they say like, oh, he's been mistreating Fatu, even though he's been trying to help him win matches.
He got him a job in WWE.
He got him a job. He's helping him win
U.S. title
matches.
shot. He helped him win the U.S. title.
Now I get the whole story is like, okay, he's helping Fatu when Fatu doesn't need the help. That's what he's really mad about. But he is helping him like in good faith. Like he has like, what's that term? Like he means well by it. Like he's not like mistreating.
Right. There's no malicious intent by helping Jacob Fatu win the U.S. title.
Yeah, like
or getting
he got his man JC Mateo to help him win the title.
He's getting everybody a job. Yeah. Like he's the job creator. Solo. I think Solo should be face. I really do. Like I think he would be over as a face. He's like a smaller version of Rikishi. You can't, like, when Rikishi was a heel, it didn't really work.
Yeah.
Solo, it works better as a heel, but I think
he's a solid. I think he was a good heel. It's just that once he lost to Roman, pretty much like.
And I thought this was supposed to be over. How were they still introducing new Bloodline members? I thought the point of their match on January 6th was that if Roman Reigns wins, he's the tribal chief, and everybody has to do what Roman says.
That's what I thought too. That's basically. But I guess you can't have like a whole 15-member Samoan gang. So I kind of understand.
Why not?
You can't have like a whole 15
That's what they do with the LWO.
I guess so. It would basically become like a greater nexus if he's like.
Why not just give them their own show? If we have Evolve and we have Speed.
They might as well, because there's so many you might as well give them their own show.
Just start the Samoan Wrestling Federation. I'm 100% serious. Just give them a 30-minute show.
Samoan Wrestling Federation.
And you can debut all of the Samoans you want.
What, the SWF?
The SW. You could debut a new Samoan every day.
Samoan Wrestling Entertainment, SWE. Okay.
But just no more. I didn't like this match as much as you. I thought it wasn't terrible. I'd give it like a 4.5 out of 10. I don't really remember much of anything that happened. I just remember all of the Samoans that popped up at the end.
Oh, also my boy JC Mateo.
And JC Mateo, Jeff Cobb, who is growing on me.
It's for the wrong reason. He's like he's likable to me, but it's for no reason really. But it's just like I think it's just like the meme of it.
It's like just the absurdity of this 42-year-old being signed and like burying and
the way he looked, like he said, looks like a plumber.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they need to become plumbers and like electricians. Like when somebody's seat is broken in the arena, they need to go and like that should be their gimmick. It would work.
But it's just fun, and the way they build it, it's hilarious to the commentators. Like the way they talk about JC Mateo, they talk about him like he's the Big Show. Like if you listen to the way they talk about him, like he's small. For reference, he's smaller than John Cena.
He's like 5'7".
He's smaller than John Cena, but throughout his career, they never talk about John Cena like he's this big heavyweight.
No.
But with JC Mateo, like he's way smaller, and
they have to hype him up and lie to you, basically.
Like, oh, this man, look at this monster.
Well, after the match, they were all standing next to each other. He was the small. He's like 3 inches shorter than Solo.
He looked like, especially when I forgot his name, but the one who debuted, the tall guy, like he looked like a child.
And they're lying to him. He's 7 foot. That guy's like 6'2" at the most. 7 foot. Get the fuck out of here, Wade Barrett. Yeah, but Jeff Cobb, I agree. He's like unintentionally hilarious. It's just something about it.
I think he just has like a funny. I'm not like he has a funny looking face. Like it's like a funny looking build. Like he has like no neck. Like
he looks like a taxi driver in New York City. Looks like he drives taxis around the Bronx. To Queens.
That's why he getting all his family jobs. Like that's why Solo is the biggest baby face.
Right, that should be.
He getting even if you're 42, a 40-year-old taxi driver, he got your job.
That should be Solo's gimmick. He goes to wherever, Hawaii, wherever they're from.
He's the biggest baby face in WWE history.
He's trying to reform the community. He's getting everybody economic opportunity. How is that not a face? How is he a heel? How is he the bad guy? What has he done?
Nothing. I mean, he's been helping his boy win matches. So I get the whole thing is like he's mad because he basically said Fatu is dumb. That's pretty much the reason for the turn.
But it's like Fatu would acknowledge that he's dumb. He would probably, if you ask Jacob Fatu, do you think you are an intelligent person or not? What do you think why would he say yes? Based on his character, he's a savage.
Now he'd be like, well, I'm all gas, no brakes with it though. Yada, I mean.
Yada, that's all he would say. What's intelligent about it?
He indirectly says that though, because all gas, no brakes, that means you don't think.
You don't think, you're on go.
Going, so.
Which is what Solo said. He's all gas, no brains. That's literally the same thing. It's just like.
But I get it too. He doesn't want his help.
It's just like harmless banter.
Yeah, he doesn't want his help, and he's mad at that. So I get that, but the way the commentary made it, like Michael Cole, like, oh, he's been mistreating him, like.
How?
No, how? I wouldn't say that's now. Maybe he doesn't want the help, but I wouldn't necessarily say that that's mistreatment. If somebody gave you I don't know, if someone gave you a spare tire, even if you didn't need it, would you call that mistreatment? Is that mistreatment?
Like, what are you supposed to do?
I mean, it's still good to have a spare tire,
right?
Even if you didn't ask for it.
I don't know you. I don't trust you. You ain't my family. I don't want this tire. You can take your spare tire.
But for what, and I do look forward to this though. And with the Samoans, I know we talk bad about we as much as we say about Samoans, a lot of them do have. It's not like the luchadors who literally have no personality at all.
I mean, I think we're approaching that with this bloodline group.
But at least they do have some personality. You can kind of get into it. So decent stuff.
Yeah, I'd say I don't remember any of the spots in this match, but I didn't have very high expectations because they have very similar movesets. Mm-hmm. I do think they should go ahead and push Jacob Fatu, though. He's a clear main eventer. I wonder what the limits of his character is, though, if he would kind of get exposed in the main event scene. Mm-hmm. But please just get him away from this. He's clearly better than just doing bloodline stuff.
Definitely.
So let's move on. Okay, he lost. Let's move on. Let's get everybody away from each other, and let's do something productive instead of just feuding people because they have similar skin color.
And JC's not even.
He's not even Samoan. Maybe that's why it's so funny. He's not.
Even another reason why Solo's amazing. He getting people that's not even in the family.
He's helping everybody. How's that a heel?
Everybody, but he could get us a job.
Probably.
He get us in the WWE.
This is my family.
So okay, what was next?
Fuck if I know.
Jade.
No, it was that bullshit Karrion Kross. Yo, listen, man. Never get him off of TV. Get him off of my TV. I never want to see it again. This is ridiculous. All right, because think about this for a second, right? He's never on TV. He never has opportunities. When he was able to fight AJ Styles for some reason before WrestleMania, he starts the match out saying, AJ, we don't have to do this. What are you talking about? That is your job. You are a professional wrestler. And you specifically, Mr. Cross, never get on TV. You should be wanting to kill AJ Styles to showcase what you can do. But he starts to we don't have to do this. He's not actually a wrestler. He's just like a philosophical, like, he's not actually a wrestler. He didn't actually wrestle in this match. His matches are slow and boring. There's nothing to them. All he does is uses this psychology. Why do you need psychology to beat Sami Zayn? Just beat his ass.
Crazy, man.
Beat
Crazy.
Sami Zayn's ass.
I find it funny. Maybe indirectly with this character, the thing is he riles people up so he can finally get a match.
Get his ass
beat. That's the thing. Like, because he knows he can't get on TV, so he's like, all right, if I get to Sami enough, he'll want to fight me. So I think that's kind of what it is. Like, okay, I just want to get in matches.
How was this match on Night of Champions?
Well, because Sami's is he a Muslim, right? Or he's really loved in Saudi Arabia. So
That's it.
Pretty much. That's why he got put up there.
Disgrace.
Because he's basically, like I said, he's Hulk Hogan in Saudi Arabia.
I thought that was CM Punk.
He could have main evented this show. Really, like in Saudi, he could have main evented this show.
I don't need to see Karrion Kross anymore. This match gets a 0 out of 10. There was nothing. There's no story.
Oh, yeah,
there's no
not much to it. Yeah, I mean it does have a story. It does have a story.
But here's the most egregious thing. So we have another example of somebody being put in a sleeper hold, and not only not tapping out, not passing out after 30 seconds after being in it for like 2 hours. He didn't pass out. His hand fell to the mat twice. He literally hulked up.
Yeah.
He got out of it. What is Gunther's excuse? We have seen 100 people put in the sleeper hold. Not one of them came close to losing the match, except Gunther at WrestleMania.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
What?
And Karrion is noticeably stronger than Jey Uso, by the way. So like,
and especially relative to Sami Zayn.
He realistically he should choke Sami Zayn out. Realistically, like, so that's crazy.
Sami Zayn should be in the ER right now, sipping food through a straw in a real life fight with Karrion Kross. Instead, Sami Zayn goes over and wants to clean as a whistle.
I mean, I knew he was gonna win because getting Saudi and his Karrion Kross. So
I mean, this was the worst.
I don't know what to rate it. Like, I don't.
I give it a 0. I had no problem giving it a 0. There's nothing here. This was just, we need time.
It wasn't the worst thing I saw, though. It wasn't like the worst match, but
this wasn't the worst match of the night.
It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. Like,
not ever seen. No,
I just didn't think much of it when I was just joking around really when we were watching it. So maybe like a 3. That's it. I just didn't think much of it.
I don't want to see Karrion Kross again. I don't want to see Sami Zayn, obviously, but I especially don't want to see Karrion because it's a waste of my time.
Oh, like, this was really the first match of his. Like, I guess I have seen others, but it was just like in passing. But this is like the first match of his, full match of his I've seen, and definitely not like great. It's like very, I guess you say that about Randy Orton too, but it's like very slow. There's not much.
Yeah, but at least Randy Orton is trying to win the match. Karrion Kross he's just trying to get a point across, whatever that may be. He's just trying to get people to turn heel in the match. It makes no sense. Just beat his ass. What are you doing? Why do you care if Sami Zayn is heel or not? Go and beat his ass so you can move up the card. That's the whole point. Why are you trying to convince this man to turn heel? Just beat his ass.
Yeah, crazy, man, crazy.
And you're like twice his size. What are we doing? This is like the Big Show. Imagine the Big Show fighting Chavo Guerrero. And in the match, the Big Show is trying to convince Chavo Guerrero to turn heel. Why? Just beat his ass and move on with your life. Why do you care? Why would the Big Show care?
Especially Karrion, because, I mean, why do you care about him when you can't even get on the card?
You're not even on the card. You're not even on TV half the time.
You're not even on TV, so like, why are you worried about what he has going on? Like, you should be trying to get on TV and win some matches.
But it's like, no, because they
like,
they allude to the fact that he was antagonizing Sami Zayn so he could get the match. Yeah, that's what they were alluding to, right?
That's kind of, like I said, I guess that's kind of implied.
So, but in the match, he's not trying to win the match. He's still trying to antagonize Sami Zayn.
So I guess maybe the whole point is to antagonize Sami Zayn. Then maybe it's not to.
So he's not actually a wrestler.
Pretty much, yeah. He doesn't. He doesn't care to wrestle. It's just,
So get him off of my TV. That's my whole point. It's a waste of
he
time.
might as well just be a manager then. At this rate, like
He might as well manage Scarlett.
yeah, just manage.
Just let her wrestle. Just let her.
Matter of fact, I was saying, why doesn't she wrestle? Because I know I didn't see her a lot in TNA or anything, but I know she wrestled there. She cut promos, but in WWE, she's Maxine Dupree, less than Maxine Dupree.
Why don't they just give the ball to Scarlett? Like why doesn't Karrion Kross be like, I suck. I've never won a match. I'll manage you, Scarlett.
Actually can wrestle. I don't get why she doesn't do anything besides just like stand by him and look crazy.
Manage a loser Karrion Kross.
Like,
this is absurd. This is probably the worst PLE match of the year so far.
Nah, not
what's worse?
Not worse than New Day and War Raiders. That's worse in my opinion. At least Sami Zayn is over. Like, we're gonna over amongst the crowds. So.
We're gonna have to do like a bracket of the worst PLE matches.
On that New Day and War Raiders match, you can hear a pin drop, and it was a bigger crowd too, and you can hear a pin drop like nobody can. That makes.
Wasn't it the opener too? It was the opener of WrestleMania.
And at least
nobody cares.
For what it's worth, this match actually did have a build. That match had no build to it.
I mean,
So in my opinion, that's noticeably worse.
A build.
I'm not saying as much, but it did have a build to it. The New Day and War Raiders, they just threw together.
They just needed to advertise Clash of the Clans or whatever. Yeah, this match did nothing. It really pissed me off, and I don't want to see really either of them. Like, I know we're gonna see Sami Zayn again, which is unfortunate, but I don't think we have to see Karrion Kross. I think they might release him.
Oh, it's coming soon. It's coming soon.
Okay. So Jade Cargill and Asuka. Oh man, this one. What were your thoughts?
Not much again. Like I got to say 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10.
That's kind of like if something's just bad but not like horrible. I think I just give it like a 3 out of 10.
I think I would go 3 out of 10. It's just Jade Cargill isn't a good wrestler, and they continue to put her in these matches.
Now I understand like it's not pretty for us to watch. I get that, but she does have to build the reps too. If they do want to make her a solid wrestler, like I could see maybe in like 1 or 2 years from now she could become like a solid wrestler.
That's crazy. That's like 5 years in the business.
I know.
No, not in the business. In WWE, she was in AEW before this.
Sadly, it is gonna take her time. Like it's really gonna take patience. Like I think she can be solid, but it's probably just gonna take time.
I just don't understand why they're trying to force like a square peg into a round hole.
But definitely, I agree with you. Like she shouldn't be in like. If you want to like work her up, give her reps.
Have house shows.
House show, which they don't do anymore.
Go have her wrestle on Speed, or
maybe just more stuff in NXT, like
a dark match here, like
because there's still ways, but inside of I guess on the show, the matches should be short, like because she's believable enough to just squash everything.
Right, just let her squash Asuka. Or I wouldn't have put Asuka in this situation because Asuka should have went over. To be honest with you,
to be real with you, I think she should also have a manager too. By the way,
Jade Cargill. Oh my God, yeah. Please do not let her look at a microphone.
Actually, in my view, so at WrestleMania when Paul turned on Roman as Punk, so I keep saying that it makes no sense why he would. It makes sense why he turned on Punk and Roman. There's reasons for that. Of course, because you say Roman mistreated him.
Sure.
Punk abandoned him for 10 years.
Sure.
So but why Seth Rollins, who's been fighting you and insulting you for years? So
why not team up with Braun Breaker?
It should have just been right. It's an up and coming new star. Even Jade Cargill. That's what I'm saying. Like,
no, yeah, that's.
Oh, shit. It's a new star. Like he could have teamed with Jade.
Right.
Turn back on.
I don't know what.
There we go. He could have teamed, like, I think it would have been cool, Paul Heyman and Jade, because at least is a new star.
I agree.
And, she's not good on the mic, but you can still build up her presence or
right.
something like
That's
that.
Basically the Brock Lesnar formula.
Pretty much so.
Have her squash people, look powerful.
There's a lot of people he could have traded on them for before Seth Rollins, like a lot of people.
But going back to the match, again, I don't remember anything that happened in this match, aside from the botched pin. Which is the second week in a row that Jade Cargill has botched a pin.
I okay, I kind of understand. It's kind of like you saying smaller people. It's because she's so big, and I think that's why she couldn't. Because what's her name? Oscar's so small, so I
Yeah.
think that's why she couldn't keep hold of the pin all the way because she's so small.
See, I think that Jade works well with bigger people
Yeah.
like Piper Niven, Nia Jax. I'd like to see her against Raquel
Like,
Rodriguez.
in some ways, just her body, like her size, it kind of works against her in a way.
And she's just awkward working with smaller women.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell she's like stalling for time. She's like not sure what to do. She's slow and just like botchy, and it just looks very bad. This match, this like Queen of the Ring thing did not do her any favors at all. I think it really exposed a lot of her weaknesses, which is why I said don't put her in these type of matches. Just have her do squash matches. Just promote.
And realistically, she would kill Oscar too. By the way, I mean, I know the crowd did love Oscar, but she would kill.
Well,
Oscar.
then they should have did that. Just have her run through Oscar in 5 minutes. Like, why does Oscar have to get so much offense in? She's not. Oscar is over. Everybody's over 40 in this company. So
is she?
I think Oscar is like 45.
I didn't know. I thought she was like 30s, in the 30s or something.
I could be wrong, but yeah, I would have just had her squash Oscar, or just have Oscar win. If you're gonna have Oscar fight a competitive match, like it's just always just 50-50. Nobody can just get their ass beat. Everybody has to look competitive, which nobody.
Except
will
if you're
get
like
over.
Cody. If you're Cody, you know. There's a few Cody Rhea. They just kind of go over everybody.
And she cut the worst King of the Ring promo I've ever heard in my life.
Oh yeah, just like
Just be yourself.
Be yourself. What was it? Fight through the booze.
Fight through the booze. What the fuck? Well, how about you cut a fucking wrestling promo? Where's the intensity? Where's the I'm gonna fucking kill everybody? I'm gonna be the champion. Like, why is everything?
I feel like
love yourself.
I low-key feel like she's not being herself. I low-key feel because ironically, be yourself. But I think the promos for her are like over scripted, and she's trying too hard, I guess, to stick to the script. So I think she's one of those people that does need to just be like. I feel like Naomi, she kind of speaks like herself. But I feel like with Jade, they just kind of give her like robotic scripts. Say this.
Paint by the numbers.
Which I don't know if it's just me. Like, I feel like in real life, definitely she doesn't talk like that.
No.
So
it's the Roman. You said it. It's like she's basically Roman Reigns.
Basically, now, even though Roman Reigns has always been a good wrestler, though. Like, he's always been good in ring.
She's a way worse Roman Reigns in that regard.
Even promos, I think she's worse than.
I would agree.
His promos before.
She's a terrible promo. She's a terrible promo and a terrible wrestler. It's just like
only thing. I mean, with Roman, it was just really just the writing that was kind of the biggest problem. But
and she is in an era with terrible creative and terrible writing. Like none of this is doing her any favors. Like if she was somebody, I forgot who. I was listening to somebody. Do you remember Shaniqua? You probably don't. This was like 2002, 2003.
Yeah, I don't think so.
She was a manager for the Basham Brothers, and she was basically Jade Cargill. She was this tall, athletic black woman.
Mm-hmm.
But she couldn't wrestle and she couldn't talk, so they didn't push her. But 20 years later, the same woman essentially is getting pushed.
Like I'm saying, just give her Paul Heyman. Like I said, I'm gonna make that point. Paul Heyman should have turned on Roman for Jade Cargill. That's what
Oh no! He's like, this is the future of wrestling.
Future. Roman Reigns is done. Jade Cargill's the future. And that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
I swear to God.
No, bro. The next Raw would have went crazy.
That would have went crazy. But of course, we live in this reality. So, what would you give the match again? You said
3 out of 10.
It's a 2 at this. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Imagine the Roman Reigns versus Jade Cargill.
I want to see it. For the rights to Paul Heyman.
The rights to Paul Heyman.
I want to see it.
So yeah, so finally Cena versus Punk. So I know I enjoyed this more than you did. I mostly did enjoy the ending, sort of, and like the storytelling again. Like, so I didn't expect an amazing match, of course, from Punk and Cena at 47 years old, but I thought it was good for what it was. Again, it was just nice to see them wrestle again. Like they're like wrestling soulmates, as we know. Like it was just cool to see them wrestle again. Now I did find the ending interesting. like we keep saying, we see how they're teasing, the Cena face turn, and I like kind of what this implies for SummerSlam. So I kind of believe honestly that Seth is gonna cash in at SummerSlam. Like beforehand, I was kind of saying I think Cena's gonna hold it the whole time and he'll just lose kind of at the end. But I'm thinking at SummerSlam it'll be a double turn, and I think Seth is gonna cash in. It's gonna lead a double turn. Cena's gonna turn face again, and I think in the last months, like it'll be like his same goal. I think retire the last world champion, but it'll be him as a baby face trying. And I think that could be interesting, like him trying to get it back as a baby face, and then he retires with the title as a baby face. So like I kind of like the vision. So it kind of makes me curious for SummerSlam. And I overall did like the ending. I know it's kind of your basic, I guess, like chaotic ending and stuff, but I like how the chaos, how everything went down. The slow change in Cena. And then how Cena again took advantage, like the Seth Rollins stuff. So thought it was a good ending to the show.
Yeah. I think it was the Jade Cargill match that took me out of the rest of this event. I was just so mad at that promo. It's just so bad. It's just so generic and default. It's like a default wrestler promo.
Yeah, like she doesn't. That's like in a 2K game. Like I know she doesn't talk like that.
Like default heel or face, baby face promo.
Like just with something like you can tell she's following the script. Like she's trying to follow a script.
It's like they wrote that for somebody in Evolve.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's the Queen of the Ring. So I was really checked out at this point. So I did not enjoy I really didn't even pay much attention to this. So I don't know what to say. I wasn't expecting much. They're very old at this point. Like both of these men are like 10 years past their prime. And I know people are excited to see Cena and Punk. I really wasn't. Like I'm really over CM Punk at this point because he's just been feuding with Seth Rollins for 2 years. Like he's done nothing but feud with Seth Rollins for 2 years. And Drew which was a way better feud.
That's crazy because when he first came back, the Seth and Punk should have been what Punk and Drew was, but Punk and Drew was like way better.
And see, they really fucked up because they inserted Seth Rollins into the Punk and Drew feud, which killed the Punk and Drew feud. And the Seth and Punk feud has never reached what Punk and Drew was.
Yeah.
So they buried it for no reason. And like this feud sucks. They've been doing the same thing for a year now, basically. Like let's move on. Like can we move on? So I don't care about CM Punk. It's obvious that John Cena was going to win, so there was no reason to care. And like they're both old, they can't really do anything, especially with one another. So I just didn't care. But the ending, all of the people running out. Why is Penta getting involved in a world championship? Come on, man! Like
I didn't expect that, but that was
come on. And it's also like dumb because he's coming out to make the save, but he's like doing his slow walk to the ring.
Oh, did my thing cut off? Well, I'll still be heard. I think my stuff cut
off.
Oh,
no.
Is yours still on?
Yeah, mine's on.
Okay, yeah, I think my stuff cut off. But yeah, I'll still be heard on this. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, you can just like enhance the sound. Yeah. But yeah, why is Penta getting involved? It's like just because you need people to be involved in the feud. Like it's okay. We'll have Penta and Sami Zayn come out.
He's kind of having a mini feud with them. From what I saw like on Raw a few weeks ago, so I think he is kind of feuding.
It's awful. That's awful for Braun Breaker.
So
who should be world champion feuding with Penta?
Crazy.
Whose stock has fallen more than Braun Breaker this year?
Yeah, nobody. I mean, you could say Solo, because pretty much after he lost to Roman Reigns, he basically became a jobber. But he's kind of
back now.
He's back now. Yeah, nothing worse than Braun.
Nobody has been, nobody. This guy was winning Intercontinental Championships. Looked like he's going to be the next star. And then they shove him in this terrible faction.
And like I keep saying, if anything, he should have just went to Braun Breaker. Like, why would you make Seth Rollins your centerpiece when he's like 40-something?
It's just goofy. And then Seth Rollins comes out with the briefcase. And it's like Braun Breaker is there with him to help enforce him winning. And then they still don't do it. They get thwarted by Penta and Sami. So they look like idiots.
Yeah. And then the funny part too is like when said this is just funny when Seth's like, "Oh, this doesn't concern you, Cena," when it did in every way it concerns
for the
him.
title that he has. It's just garbage. I didn't enjoy it. This is. I want to be respectful but this is like a 1 out of 10 for me.
What, the pay-per-view 1 out of 10?
The match.
Oh, the pay-per-view.
The match, the finish, just a bunch of bullshit thrown. It's like they just took a bunch of stuff and threw it at the wall, and we're like,
kind of along the. I think I'm almost giving everything like either like a 7 or a 3. Like, I feel the same. Yeah, same way about. That's why I say it's kind of like a 5, 6 out of 10 show. But I kind of getting 7, 10. It's good to see Punk
You said
and
7.
Cena again. Like wasn't like an amazing thing. I didn't expect much of it, but I like the storytelling, the chaotic ending, and it does kind of make me look forward somewhat to SummerSlam. And I am kind of, even though it is convoluted and it doesn't really, like as far as the solo faction, I am kind of curious on what happens with that. So I think there was some good stuff that came out of the show. Like it didn't make me mad like Money in the Bank.
Nothing could. Well, there were no ads. If there were ads, it would have been as bad as Money in the Bank.
Yeah, Money in the Bank took me out.
I guess this is what Money in the Bank would have been without the ads too. Like, this is what we get. Yeah. I guess when's the next PLE? Is it Saturday night?
I'm pretty well. Yeah, Saturday. Some people say it's not really a PLE Saturday because Saturday night main event is basically Raw and SmackDown.
Are we watching Evolution and reviewing it?
What you think to that?
I think no. That's why I'm
I was like,
Is that like a reviewable show to you?
I don't.
No?
I know. I guess it's kind of disrespectful to women's wrestling, but nah. Nah.
But nah. Well, there you have it. Yeah, so I mean, that was the. Ultimately, I didn't enjoy it. There were things that I did enjoy about the show, but I mean, there were so many times when it's just like, man, there's so many better things I could do with my Saturday than listen to people sing Randy Orton's theme song, like, or listen to people chant Cody Rhodes, when there's nothing happening in the match.
What took me out is when they were like, "This is all." The match hadn't even started yet.
This is awesome, chant. They didn't even do anything.
They didn't do nothing yet.
They literally had not done anything.
They just stared at each other. They're like, "This is awesome."
And the thing, they had done that the previous night. They did the promo where they were standing in the ring. Like, what are we doing, man?
I mean, I get it for them though, like because I know they don't usually get a wrestling show. They don't get that many, so I give them a pass sort of because they don't get many wrestling shows. So
they get like 3 PLEs a year.
I mean, that's not a lot.
They get Crown Jewel. They get Night of Champions. They're getting the Royal Rumble.
True.
They're going to get WrestleMania.
It's like a relatively new thing, though, I guess, for them to get shows.
They're going to get the entire WWE like a year.
So I get it for them, though, and I guess they kind of have, like... I can't get mad at them. They probably just have, like, a higher appreciation, like, for wrestling, because they haven't gotten a lot of it compared to everybody else.
And what a hypocrite CM Punk is.
Oh, yeah.
And to sit there and tweet that and sit on your high horse, and then when somebody offers you money, to go over there and apologize. But then not even apologize, lie and say it had nothing to do with Saudi Arabia.
When it had everything to do with
and still apologize, which makes you're contradicting yourself. Like, just please leave, please retire.
I'm assuming if it didn't, so does he just hate the Miz? Because if he said it had nothing to do with them, then he's basically
just hating on the Miz.
The only scenario is that he just had something slide he wanted to say to the Miz. And he just hates the Miz, so he wanted to insult him. That's the only other. In any regard, just retire, please, bro. If you're over 40 in WWE, retire. That if I ever go to an event, that's going to be the sign. That's some aura. The fact you can trash a whole country and they still cheer you.
That's bot behavior. I bet you if he trashed the United States, people wouldn't. Well, I don't know actually. Some people he might be a bigger face.
A lot of people don't like this country.
He might be a bigger face than he is now. So I'll take that back. But
maybe like a city.
So no, see if a foreigner trashed the United States, like Rusev or something. I don't know if he's a foreigner, but you know what I'm saying. Like he trashed the United States. People would boo him. They wouldn't forget it. Like they wouldn't. Yeah. Nobody would just. Oh, it's cool. Like, that's bot behavior. So I'm sorry. Like, I'll call it how it is. Like,
That is crazy. That is crazy. Like trash a whole country.
their culture,
They sing the song still,
and they're still riding. They're still riding you.
Yeah, it's
That's
crazy.
crazy. But that's the state of the world these days.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's about everything. So, excuse me. So, like, what's your predictions? I guess for I already said my reasons. I kind of look forward to SummerSlam again. I kind of like the seeds they're planting again. Like with Orton, like I said, Cena. What can happen with Seth? So, even though that faction sucks, even that faction sucks. So, but there's some stuff I think that's interesting that they could build on from this PLE.
I don't see it.
Uh
I don't. I agree with you that the Randy Orton heel turn could be interesting. I just think that you should have done it.
oh yeah, should have been done earlier.
I mean, he's been back, and he should have been a heel like 2 years ago.
He's naturally a
He's
heel.
just right.
He's naturally like he's always been better as a heel.
So I don't, and that's why it's weird that he's having this like moral dilemma of punting Cody Rhodes when he's been a heel his entire career. Why?
Now I get it. I get it to an extent because I know he has like, I guess you could say he has like an extra connection to Cody Rhodes. So I do get it to some extent, even though it is crazy that they're like, oh, I love you. As far as Cody, Randy Orton is really the only person that makes sense with. So like, I can sort of give it a pass more than like Gunther or other people like, oh, I love you, Cody, because like they actually again that's pretty much his boy. So,
But are they like in storyline? They broke up.
Yeah,
It's not like they were like DX and they like somebody got hurt and they just went away. Like they feuded, and they weren't really even contemporaries at that time.
Yeah.
Like Randy Orton was a way bigger deal than Cody Rhodes. It's kind of like, what's the equivalent to this? Who was a jobber and then they
I guess you could say it's like, I don't know, The Miz and Alex Riley.
yeah, that's basically it. Like The Miz and Alex Riley. If Alex Riley was still a deal today, you can't say that, oh, I love you, Miz. Like, no, they feuded. They split up.
Actually, they had like a real feud too.
Right. They like fought. They had a whole thing. So, and they never like in storyline patched things up. They just went their separate ways. So why now do they have all this love and respect for each other? I guess just time.
I can see that realistically. Like again, it was still his boy Legacy. He saw him come up, so like I guess I
He didn't see him come up. He was a jobber in Legacy.
I mean, come up now. Like he's seen him come up now, so I understand. Like I guess why he would love Cody Rhodes. But it's still crazy again because it's Randy Orton.
So why does he love Sami Zayn?
Well, he doesn't love Sami Zayn as much as Cody.
He said he'd be a world champion. He said that.
But he's still, you know, he's still what's called belt to ass.
Belt to ass.
So yeah, he still took out Sammy, but
belt to ass. Head to pillow.
Head to pillow.
Yeah. I guess I could see. I don't really care for Randy Orton at this point. He turned heel, turned face. I retire. That's what I want him to. That's what I want everybody over or approaching the age of 40 years old in WWE to do. Is retire. That's where I don't care about any of these. Damian Priest retire. LA Knight retire. Like it.
I personally want to see LA Knight push though, but I know he's not going to. But personally, because at least he is old, but he is like a newer person.
AJ Styles, Karrion Kross, Rey Mysterio. Like, can we get new people in the company? For the love of God. That's it. Like
the thing is, there is new people, but they just don't do anything.
They're just not gonna do anything.
There actually is tons of new people, but
it's a ton of people. They have a whole brand.
A whole brand.
They have 2 brands.
So many new people.
Yeah, I don't know. Cardi B. Are you excited?
Wait, what'd you say?
MetLife Stadium. Open reigns the whole fucking time. That's what this company deserves.
MetLife 2 nights. Yep. So that's been Night of Champions review. From Crim Reaper, Crimson Blaze / Junie Stoner.
Big Junie Stoner.
Big Junie Stoner. And now Commentator Havoc, take it away.
For more of the Crimson Brothers, follow the Crimson Wrestling Federation today. I'm Commentator Havoc, the voice of the Crimson Wrestling Federation. And you can see the calls I've made in the Crimson Wrestling Federation, in the comic Crimson Wrestling Game, Story of Malice, in the description below.